Here at the scene of the crime spree, right behind me.
Strange. Vice Mayor Strange, you'll address us properly. You can kiss my foot. Mr. Lincoln, you're out of order.
FBI, we are asking you to investigate this council. Please look into this council, how they award contracts, the bid process, how they use their positions to benefit their friends and themselves, how they use their positions to attack residents and critics and neighbors and business competition. FBI, will you please look into this?
And I welcome the FBI here. If you notice, Mr. Thompson, with his plea for the FBI and his watchdog group, this city runs the cleanest in this whole county. I guarantee
He was served a federal subpoena this morning.
We did receive a subpoena this morning, and we're going to cooperate 100% with the subpoena.
And most of you who were involved up here, you gaslighted me. You tried to say I was crazy. And now we know that that's not true. And there's a lot of other issues I've been asking about as well.
Back in 2016, I endorsed Tommy Hamm as a county commissioner. That's the reason he won. That's not the reason he won. I've endorsed probably about 10 people since I started doing this in 2008, maybe 12. I don't know. But only one I can think of actually won, Tommy Hamm. But it wasn't because of me. He beat Mike Nelson, who was aging and wasn't all there. All right. And it was time for Mike Nelson of blessed memory to leave. And I believe Tommy Hamm when he told me that he didn't believe in cronyism, right? That he believed in free markets and he believed everybody should have a chance. I didn't know he was going to use his position in the county to because he's also a home builder, right? He's really a home builder who moonlights as a Bay County commissioner. I didn't know he was going to use his position to get all kinds of contracts, to include building the fire station for the city of Weewahitchka, right? The city commission, however, last week ended that contract. I'm going to show you the news story. It's hot. About a week or two before that, Commissioner Tommy Hamm, home builder Tommy Hamm, who owns Winterfell Construction, there was a story about how he was probably going to lose the contract because of the way the concrete was poured in the roof. There were problems with it. But Tommy Hamm wasn't talking. He said, I will issue a statement, but I'm not going to give an interview. Well, after, and you're going to see it, after the Weewahitchka City Commission last week voted to end the contract, Tommy Hamm was pissed. And if you know Tommy Hamm, he can get pretty pissed. So he started talking. You'll see what he said in the news interview. Now, what's really interesting is that the city of Weewahitchka will probably lose any FEMA funding that they would have gotten because they're required to have a fire station to get the FEMA funding. But if you ask me, and I don't know this for sure, this is a signal. When I see things happening, these signals, I start to read these signals. So this is conjecture. But it seems to me, and I'll tell you if it's fact or conjecture, this is me just trying to put things together, that the city of Weewa didn't want any part of the FEMA money. The FBI is all over cities and counties taking FEMA money. Looks to me like Weewa didn't want that anymore, especially if it's tied to Tommy Hamm. I believe Tommy Hamm is being looked at by the FBI, and I believe the other home builder on the county is being looked at by the FBI. If I'm reading signals correctly, and I might not be, I couldn't believe that WMBB did a story critical on Tommy Hamm, on one of their commissioners. I knew for some reason the establishment doesn't want Tommy Hamm there anymore. Who do they want there instead? I've got an idea. and I'll share that idea with you. But first, let's look at the news story of WMBB. When they threw Tommy Hamm under the bus and did a real news report, I knew something was up. All right, let's go to that right now. Here it is.
Hitchcock Firehouse coming to a head tonight. Unfortunately, city officials and contractors weren't able to extinguish the tension, and the Winterfell contract went up in flames. News 13's Emily McLeod is live in our studios tonight. And Emily, Winterfell Construction and Wiwa Hitchcock are not happy with one another.
Amy, the meeting was absolutely explosive. The entire situation has been a lot of back and forth between the two groups. Wiwa Hitchcock Mayor Philip Gaskin terminated Winterfell's contract, even with the possibility of a lawsuit and not being able to find another company to finish the firehouse.
Oh, we're going to be sued.
Yeah,
But
I will sue for breach.
Well, we got an attorney and
I do
insurance
too.
too.
Another thing y'all
Can I
been,
get a
y'all
motion
asked
somebody
for.
comes Mr. Hamm's contract, Winterfell contract?
Motion.
So we wanna,
I got a motion
We
and a
won't
second.
finish
Any
it.
further discussion? Motion carried, 5-0. You're terminated.
all right, good deal.
Winterfell construction owner Tommy Hamm says working with the city of Wiwa Hitchcock on their new firehouse has been difficult.
I have never, ever in my career of 15 years, ever worked for a bunch of people as incompetent and as this is the city commission of Wiwa Hitchcock.
The city alleges Winterfell Construction is responsible for a crack in the foundation, a faulty roof, and delayed construction, among other problems. However, Hamm says none of these issues fall on his company.
They stall, they won't make decisions. I put things in front of them and they table them. It took just literally months for them to make a decision whether to put sealer on one side of the block or the other.
Hamm says the crack in the foundation is a design issue, which ultimately falls on the city. He says the concrete he poured passed several tests.
I didn't design those plans. I poured that concrete pursuant to the plans exactly like that was shown.
As for the roof, the city says the manufacturer wouldn't issue them a warranty because the roof was installed incorrectly. But at Thursday's meeting, Hamm presented an email from Steel Corp LLC saying the roof was installed correctly and that the warranty would be honored. Wiwa Hitchcock city officials say they can't accept the email because it's addressed to Hamm and not the city.
They say they're going to warranty the building. They say they're going to warranty the building. It don't make a damn difference who they send the email to. All that was just BS on their part.
Hamm says no one on the commission can make a decision. He says they had to switch gears on new doors for the firehouse and says a change order was submitted on December 10th. But he says the city still has not signed that change order. And Amy, Hamm says Winterfell plans to sue the city of Wiwa Hitchcock for breach of contract. We tried to ask the mayor, city attorney, and city clerk for comment, but they all declined.
Now, Emily, who will finish the firehouse?
Well, Amy, that's a great question. We don't know. They say it'll be extremely difficult to find someone to finish the job at this point, and they need to get it done fast or else they lose out on critical FEMA funding.
All right, we'll continue to follow this.
Hen caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saleen, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.
It's a hot time in Florida, and my friend Ryan could make sure your air conditioning is running at peak efficiency. He could even install a new one, built to a higher standard, American standard. Find out more at pcairrepair.com. Okay, so I was saying that for some reason the establishment has thrown Tommy Hamm under the bus. All right, the county commission has two home builders on it. They have Griff Griffiths is a home builder, and they have Tommy Hamm, who is a home builder. And Griff Griffiths is going to run for state representative, and so he won't be on the county commission now that Jay Trumbull is terming out. Tommy Hamm's there. I don't think they want him there. I don't think the establishment wants him there. I think they want somebody else, but who? Well, if I were a betting man, I'd bet they want city commissioner from Lynn Haven, Brandon Aldridge. Young Brandon Aldridge can be counted on. He's in tight with the establishment, and he would be the guy that could fill that spot according to how it's all laid out. So I think they're just throwing Tommy Hamm under the bus. And remember, Commissioner Tommy Hamm, who remembers the story about a year and a half ago that came out? I've done stories on him where he hires people. He's a general contractor. He'll hire subcontractors, have them do a bunch of work, and then he won't pay them. And then he'll, and I've seen the emails back and forth, and he'll tell them to shut their mouths, dare them to sue him. He even had the Bay County, a Bay County deputy try to intimidate one of them. This guy's unbelievable. This is a county commissioner. This is somebody who sits up there and tells us, how we're supposed to be. But the establishment, I don't think, wants him anymore. Do you remember the story that came out on Netflix about Tommy Hamm? I covered it, and I told a little bit about what Tommy Hamm had done to a local contractor, a single mom, if I remember right. Watch this. You won't believe this. This is just a refresher on who's on our county commission. Almost all of them are like this. All right, here we go. If you haven't seen this, you're absolutely not going to believe this. All right, here's my story on him. Commissioner Tommy Hamm has a serious problem. Netflix has a new documentary out, and they say he's committed massive wage theft. Hamm is a home builder, and he owns Winterfell Construction. A few months ago, I told you that Hamm had refused to pay a subcontractor, a single mom, for work that she'd rendered. She says Hamm owes her about $10,000. Commissioner Hamm asked the sheriff's office to have her arrested. He says that she was threatening him and his family. The sheriff disagreed. Now we know this isn't the first time Hamm has done this. It's called Immigration Nation, and episode 4 shows that Hamm had more than 100 immigrants working for him after Hurricane Michael. They say he made them work for several weeks, and then he refused to pay them. This is exactly what Higby Construction says Hamm did to them. When they asked for their money, he threatened them with the sheriff's office. Hamm asked for Nicole Higby and her family to be arrested, but the sheriff's office found that Hamm was not threatened in any way. Hamm claims that his wife and children were in fear for their lives when representatives of the workers peacefully knocked on his door. Hamm even said that his children would need therapy now and that his family would have to move out of their fancy home. Local news outlets like WMBB know about all of this, but they hide it from you. News director Tom Lewis was interviewed in the documentary. But one thing he won't do is report on his political friends unless the pressure is too great to ignore it. Hamm's fellow county commissioners knew as well. The workers spoke at a county commission meeting last year.
If you'll please translate and make it quick, please.
So I worked for Winterfell Construction, picking up debris. My children worked doing demolition and construction in residential homes for 3 months without ever receiving any payment. We worked without any type of safety equipment. In fact, we had to purchase our own harness. We have proofs, we have receipts. We worked sometimes until 2 in the morning on roofs. I even suffered an accident at work and injured my knee, but still I never received any medical assistance. I have to get an x-ray and it's $500 to pay for that. With Winterfell, we worked on his mother's house and
Mr. Sony, that once again, we are attacking an individual business or person. That discussion is ended. We're not going to do that today. And it sounds like that's what this speech is about. So
All the commissioners circled the wagons for their colleague. For them, loyalty comes before honor. Commissioner Keith Baker was arrested a couple months ago for fraud. Tommy Hamm and Robert Carroll themselves are mired in several deep conflicts of interest. The St. Joe Company has a business relationship with Hamm, who even has his own page on St. Joe's website. The Netflix documentary shows Commissioner Hamm doing to hardworking immigrants precisely what he did to the single mom: hold back payments for weeks, then refuse to pay them anything by saying the work was subpar, then threatening to have the sheriff's office arrest them. Yes, Commissioner Tommy Hamm has a serious problem, and so does every commissioner who continues to cover for him. The reason I can tell you these things is because I don't work for any media. How about that? Did you know about that story? Oh, geez. Talk about technical glitches. Now I've got one over my shoulder. So these are the people that we have in government, and they're all around us. I wanted to share with you what I think is happening. I think the establishment's done with Tommy Hamm as county commissioner. And if I were a betting man, I think they're going to bring in, I think they want Brandon Aldridge. That's who they're going to support. And there's a way to know who they support, because their dumpster diver and political operative, Arthur Cullen, will be his campaign manager. And he'll be funded. They'll throw a whole bunch of money in. When I say they, I mean the Bay County Contractors. It is a nonprofit that funds their candidates. It's absolutely unbelievable. But that's my guess. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about, and it's a follow-up on the public records I'm trying to get from Panama City Beach. Do you remember I asked Panama City Beach, these are public records, right? I'm not asking for printouts. I'm asking for digital copies. Public records is what I'm asking for. At first, I wanted any email that the city has that includes the word Bernie from 2016 until now, but there were nearly 9,000. And the city said I'd have to pay $14,000 for them. The city hasn't officially told me that, but they're charging about $1.38 a page right now for a digital copy. Yeah. So they said, narrow it down. So I narrowed it down. I said, how about any and all emails just for the month of January of this year? They said, sure, you can have those, but there's 177 of them. These are city emails with my name in them that they won't give me unless I give them $241. So I sent another one. I said, well, geez, let's go back to 2016. Let's just do April, which is my starting point of 2016. And today I got this. Sure, you can have any and all emails with your name, Bernie, one word, Bernie, but it'll be $230. That's what they want, $230 for any email with the word Bernie in the email. Do you see it there at the bottom? Just mail the check or money order and you can get the public records. See, look here. Good morning, Mr. Thompson. 167 emails in the month of April 2016 with the search term Bernie. Now, who thinks they're following state statute and the Florida Constitution? It's going to be interesting if it gets challenged, isn't it? They knowingly are hiding, concealing, making it more difficult to get public records. But I've been telling you that story. I just wanted to give you an update on that. That story is continuing. The public records of Panama City Beach and how they hide them.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777. Yes, you're exactly right, Randy. Those are our records. And I don't feel like rehashing what they claim they're doing, but it's absurd. It is absurd. And when you see these people run for public office, and we're in election time again, but almost nobody's being, for example, Jeff McConnell's running unopposed. I think there's a week left, less than a week left for anybody to run against him. The only chance not to have Jeff McConnell back, Angry Elf, on the Panama City Beach City Council is if the FBI arrests him first. I mean, that's basically it, unless somebody in Ward 3 runs against him. Do you think he would win again? I'm not sure if Angry Elf would win again. But then again, the establishment has shown me that they are able to get, so far, they're able to get just about anybody they want elected. They really have the system down pat. And voters evidently are still doing what they're doing, but it's getting narrower. I noticed that, it's getting narrow. It's only down to 30 votes. It is narrowing. I think the local establishment is losing its stranglehold on the elections. But if nobody runs, then, what the hell? Hey, I want to thank those of you who support the show, like my sponsor, The Unknown Patriot. And that's all I got for you today. So I'm going to jump out of here, and I will be back with you very soon.